there's a jungle out. There's a jungle out. Crying out. There's a jungle out there and the hunt is on. A jungle out there and the hunt is on. We gonna hunt you down. We gonna hunt you down. We gonna come, we ain't playing, it's the last thing on our minds. Stop crime much if you really wanna stop crime. Be safe when you're home, be safe in the streets. It's a cold place and I'm really feeling the heat. I never wear gold cause someone's always peeping by the fender. Still crime much came and give TNT confidence. I had a dream in the dark, I had a dream in the spring. I had a dream like mom knew that there's a jungle out there and the hunt is on. A jungle out there and the hunt is on. We gonna hunt you down. We gonna hunt you down. Yo, there's a jungle out. There's a jungle out. Crying out. There's a jungle out there and the hunt is on. A jungle out there and the hunt is on. We gonna hunt you down. We gonna hunt you down. We gonna come, we ain't playing, it's the last thing on our minds. Stop crime much if you really wanna stop crime. Be safe when you're home, be safe in the streets. It's a cold place and I'm really feeling the heat. I never wear gold cause someone's always peeping by the fender. Still crime much came and give TNT confidence. I had a dream in the dark, I had a dream in the spring. I had a dream like mom knew that there's a jungle out there and the hunt is on. A jungle out there and the hunt is on. We gonna hunt you down. We gonna hunt you down. Yo, there's a jungle out. There's a jungle out. Crying out. There's a jungle out there and the hunt is on. A jungle out there and the hunt is on. We gonna hunt you down. We gonna hunt you down. We gonna come, we ain't playing, it's the last thing on our minds. Stop crime much if you really wanna stop crime. Be safe when you're home, be safe in the streets. It's a cold place and I'm really feeling the heat. I never wear gold cause someone's always peeping by the fender. Still crime much came and give TNT confidence. I had a dream in the dark, I had a dream in the spring. I had a dream like mom knew that there's a jungle out there and the hunt is on. A jungle out there and the hunt is on. We gonna hunt you down. We gonna hunt you down. Yo, there's a jungle out. There's a jungle out. Crying out. There's a jungle out there and the hunt is on. A jungle out there and the hunt is on. We gonna hunt you down. We gonna hunt you down. We gonna come, we ain't playing, it's the last thing on our minds. Stop crime much if you really wanna stop crime. Be safe when you're home, be safe in the streets. It's a cold place and I'm really feeling the heat. I never wear gold cause someone's always peeping by the fender. Still crime much came and give TNT confidence. I had a dream in the dark, I had a dream in the spring. I had a dream like mom knew that there's a jungle out there and the hunt is on. A jungle out there and the hunt is on. We gonna hunt you down. We gonna hunt you down. Yo, there's a jungle out. There's a jungle out. Crying out. There's a jungle out there and the hunt is on. A jungle out there and the hunt is on. We gonna hunt you down. We gonna hunt you down. We gonna come, we ain't playing, it's the last thing on our minds. Stop crime much if you really wanna stop crime. Be safe when you're home, be safe in the streets. It's a cold place and I'm really feeling the heat. I never wear gold cause someone's always peeping by the fender. Still crime much came and give TNT confidence. I had a dream in the dark, I had a dream in the spring. I had a dream like mom knew that there's a jungle out there and the hunt is on. A jungle out there and the hunt is on. We gonna hunt you down. We gonna hunt you down. Yo, there's a jungle out. There's a jungle out. Crying out. There's a jungle out there and the hunt is on. A jungle out there and the hunt is on. We gonna hunt you down. We gonna hunt you down. We gonna come, we ain't playing, it's the last thing on our minds. Stop crime much if you really wanna stop crime. Be safe when you're home, be safe in the streets. It's a cold place and I'm really feeling the heat. I never wear gold cause someone's always peeping by the fender. Still crime much came and give TNT confidence. I had a dream in the dark, I had a dream in the spring. I had a dream like mom knew that there's a jungle out there and the hunt is on. A jungle out there and the hunt is on. We gonna hunt. There's a jungle out. Crying out. There's a jungle out there and the hunt is on. A jungle out there and the hunt is on. We gonna hunt you down. We gonna hunt you down. We we gonna come, we ain't playing, it's the last thing on our minds. Stop crime much if you really, really wanna stop crime. Be safe when you're home, be safe in the street. It's a cold place and I'm really feeling the heat. I never wear gold, cause summer's always...
Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is I.A.N. This is Crime Watch, and we're back, top of the evening to you. I must apologize that we just had a wardrobe, what you put a wardrobe malfunction. That's all. Yeah, so I was trying to fix my suit to the back, and I pulled button burst, so they were trying to fix it back for me. So I was trying to get into another suit, but that would have taken me a little 2 minutes, 3 minutes. But nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, we are here, and I'm live, and I hope you know things are okay with you. Remember, my phones are here, so remember you can call me on 290-4426-294-4081, and all the other numbers, And so let's start. Also, I found someone sent me an ID card today. Yeah, they found someone ID card, and right outside the studio, apparently they were buying doubles or something, and I ended up giving the lady a little money to buy something to eat because I find that was so nice of her. You know, she made her way to the studio. They're really, really good people. Yeah, they're really good people. And I'm sending it to them now to the studio. Okay. Right, and you know, if you don't watermark these things, there are persons who will take this and put it on a group, you know. So yeah. We have persons doing that, so, you know, we need to deal with that. Right. Hi, caller. Good evening. You're live on Crime Watch. Go ahead, 6714062. Let's find out what's going on with you. Okay, so One View? I don't even know about One View. One View, when somebody sends you a photo in One View, you can't crop the screen, you know that, right? It's like somebody sending you a kind of funny picture now, you know now. Yeah, somebody's sending you a little funny photo, and it's like, you know, you get just one view. You can't even crop the screen. You can't do nothing. Yeah. What's that? What it's called? Can you tell the people, please speak up in the back here? Right. And, no, I don't. Ask your partner if you post it. Ladies and gentlemen, the murder toll is 120. Just remember that it's 120. Last year, the same period, it was 104. Hi, caller, good evening. You're live on Crime. Let's get the ball rolling. All those of you on Facebook, especially good evening to you. All those of you who are looking at us on YouTube, especially good evening to you. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, I'm going to be at the breakfast. You know, as you know, the Chagona's Chamber, they're hosting a breakfast, and they're hosting Commissioner of Police Earl Christopher, and we're going to be there, Baldat Mirage. It starts at 7:15. We're going to be there for criminologist Ramesh Deopersad and myself, your worship, the mayor. So they're going to start at 7 a.m. by 7 a.m. So I'm going to carry it live. Let them know we're going to carry it live. This is going to be live. Let them post it on my page also. Let them post it on my page. So those of you on Facebook and YouTube, we're going to go live at any morning. Those of you who, you know, with respect to the breakfast. So we're really going to be moving around a lot and whatnot. And ladies and gentlemen, let's get down to some DPP news. DPP. Hi, caller. Good evening. You're live on Crime Watch. What's happening? Where in the world you're looking at me from? Hi, caller. Go ahead.
Hi, good day.
Hi. What's happening? You all right?
I'm okay.
Tell me.
I'm just calling to say wonderful work and keep up the good work.
And where
Happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you. And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Quarry, Mr. Allen.
From where?
Quarry.
From where? Carney.
Carney.
What's going on in Carney, man?
It's cool. Carney is a cool area.
Yeah, I know a lot of people from La Paille and the other areas there.
Yes, so that's too far from there.
Yeah. All right, all the best to you, man. I know we have all our people locked on. Thanks again, caller. We have all our people locked on all over, all over. People look at my show religiously. You know why? They get the news and they get the facts and, they get the jokes. That, sometimes they just want to laugh and whatnot and have a good time and, ladies and gentlemen, let's get down to business. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley accused the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, the DPP, of wasting taxpayers' money with demands for security measures at a building the government had sourced for its operation. Again, the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, accused the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, the DPP, of wasting taxpayers' money with demands for security measures at a building the government had sourced for its operation. The accusation was made at a I.A.N public meeting in Barataria on the 9th of March. Listen to this.
We have all that we need. But we got to make the most of what we have. You may ask, what is the government doing? You always hear about complaints from the DPP office. Not enough lawyers, not enough lawyers. I as head of the government, I remember it's being said, the DPP doesn't have office, doesn't have space to put lawyers. What did the cabinet do? Understanding that that office is an independent officer, the most the government can do is to give the resources that are available and affordable. The government went and formed the executive office for the DPP. Over 3 years now. I don't have time tonight to tell you all the story. After 3 years of finding executive office for the DPP, not a footstep inside the office, and we pay millions of dollars in rent, and then I don't want to use the words I want to use, because that will tell you too much. You come and telling me executive office for a bank is not good enough for EDP office. We contracted to it, 3-year contract, paying millions between the DPP office and the police special branch. Something went on there. They want bulletproof glass. Months passing, they put bulletproof glass on the building. I thought you're running the building. They want a wall. A wall outside the bulletproof glass. I don't have time to explain to you all tonight. And then when it reached to the point, the landlord said, no, don't interfere with my building. Don't interfere anymore with my building. These are the kind of nonsense that's going on in this country. I know it's easy to get up and blame the government, but you have to ask yourself, what is the government? The government is a series of strands in a fabric, and those in the cabinet, we are simply the weavers. Every thread in that fabric is important if we have all that we need.
Let me tell you something. I ran a story last week. I'm trying to get back to it now. Right? And I don't know which part on my rundown I can get that. Right? I don't know where on my rundown. I'm going from last week, Thursday. Yeah, from last week, Thursday. And it's very, very interesting. I wanted to tell you something about, okay, look this here. Now, I got it. I got it from my last week rundown, Thursday, the 9th of March. Now, all that, what the Prime Minister is saying, all that I call for, yeah? All that I call for. Because I will tell you something. The office of the DPP, of course, it's an independent body, and they must have adequate security there. All that bulletproof glass and whatnot to talk about in public is not good. I've been talking about the office of the DPP is not good. Everybody talking about infrastructure and whatnot. But one of the concerns, I'm not taking up for the DPP, but again, we mustn't just go on a rah-rah-rah campaign. Listen to what the DPP said. Listen to what the DPP said now. He's talking about a place where they source for the office of the DPP and they have not gone into it. Well, there must be a reason why there must be a reason why, because 3 years running, and if they're paying rent, that is, that is something that it's a waste of taxpayers' money if nobody has occupied the building. If nobody has occupied the building, and the building is just there, of course, well, if they have to renovate and whatnot, remember whoever they're renting the building from, we should check that too, that whoever they source that building from, and they have to do renovation work and whatnot, just do a building for the DPP's office. That's it. Just do a building for the DPP's office. We're not renting from nobody. We're not doing nothing. Just build a nice building. Spend a little 30 million or something and do a nice building. Do a 3-floor business and the office of the DPP, and that's it. And case done. And remember, they spent 24 million. We don't have a picture of the building, but they spent 24 million. Yeah, we have the building here. 24 million. $24 million was used. Right, this is where our RBC office is, at the corner of Park and Henry Street. Right, 24 million to renovate this. Now, to be honest with you, in that area there, that is a populated area, yeah? That is a real populated area. So that close to East Port of Spain. Anybody could pass and, watch me, spray that building down. A office accommodating, a department like that should have been more in a private area, like similar to where you have like the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, where you have the Forensic Science Center, not in broad daylight like this. Not the whole thing, but they didn't take the whole building. They didn't take the whole building, but again, little rituals, little Republic Bank and whatnot, and they wanted to spend some money on the building. But I just find that is a bad choice. That's a terrible location to have the office of the Director of Public Prosecution. The location alone and the kind of money spent, the kind of money they spent there, they should have, that money could have built a building and done the whole thing. Yeah? This is the current office on Richmond Street. But 20 million could have done a lot. It could have done a lot. They at Winshaw building right now, 24 to 28 Richmond Street. So they wanted to put a move on. But then I totally agree with the Director of Public Prosecution that that glass and that area, because remember from the hills, from Piccadilly Hills there, picking up that building clean enough. Watch me. Picking up that building clean enough. Like I'm telling you, go back to that building. So some of you might say, but we were bulletproof glass for partner. Where I am standing here, the front of the building is facing north. Listen to me, north. Okay? This is the building here facing north. Watch me here. This is the front of the building. Piccadilly Street and the hills. The Catholic Church right on the corner of Park and Henry. Am I right? Yeah, the big church, Park and Henry. You go up a little bit. You have the school here, a school. Piccadilly Street right there. The hills now, right there. Anybody from the hills now could hit your spray down from the hills. So how much time the Besson police station, not even it facing the hill, but how much times that office, that station was shot at. That's the old police station, yeah? So don't get tired up. But I've been on Riverside Plaza. What I would have done, I would have looked for more of a quiet area, less traffic. A quiet area where we would have been able to house special branch and, the personnel responsible for the protection of those working at a very serious office like the office of the DPP. But they have so much empty floors at the waterfront, at the international waterfront. Now that they have moved the parliament, back to the Red House where we were. Where you remember for a little while, for a couple of years, well, we were the waterfront. So they had parliament offices and chambers and everything there. So instead of spending that 24 million to refurbish a building somebody owned, and it is a security threat. That is a security threat. So, and the security concern made by the DPP is legitimate, because I tell your partner, I not opening no office in that zone. I telling you, I not opening no office. Certain places I would not buy a building. Someone was showing me a building in Port of Spain, a certain place, and they said it's a good building to buy. Maybe you could do a big crime watch studio there, no problem, network there, no problem. But when I checked the logistics and the security, I said, nah, I ain't taking that chance. You're putting me up for like a lamb to the slaughter. And where that building is located, that building you need to put bulletproof glass, you need to put it. And, well, I say put a concrete wall, walk a whole concrete wall, put the wall. But remember what is frightening, when the DPP is coming out of exiting that building, he have to face traffic when he turns right, because you have to cross, he had to come out on Park Street, he had to turn right, and go down Piccadilly Street and whoa! If he come out that tongue, let me tell you something, that is the recipe for assassination. That is the recipe. Don't take that chance, Mr. Man. Everybody, let me tell you something, everybody, listen to me, because Prime Minister not mashing you up, Remember, we're not on Wele and Bacchanal. But let me tell you something, you have your detail. And before, those of you who don't know, before the Prime Minister comes to my house, I have a distinguished person, and if they come to my house, they will send special branch to come and see where the man will be, where the Prime Minister will be, where so will be, where he be seated, where is the washroom, where is the exit, who's the neighbor next door. Okay, they'll go around the house, they'll go watch. Okay. Yeah, there's the washroom. Who living in this room here? Can you open this room for me, please? Let me see who in here. Okay. So, they will get, they will familiarize themselves with the environment before they bring the eagle, as they say. But that case, where that office is there, where they saw that office, that is not safe. I'm not picking up for the DPP. And you have to understand, there's a next case again with staffing at the DPP's office. And listen to me here. Director of Public Prosecution, Roger Gaspard, had warned that if the DPP office does not get its required staffing, now location is something, but they have a staffing problem, and nobody's talking about that. They have a staffing problem, and that is why a lot of cases, people waiting for so long, because let me tell you something. Come back to me. Director of Public Prosecution, Roger Gaspard, has warned that if the DPP's office does not get its required staffing, such could lead to a collapse of the criminal justice system in the country. The DPP made the statement during a telephone interview on the morning show I.A.N. 95.5 FM on Wednesday, where he said his office was in desperate need of attorneys to carry out prosecution within the court. Again, the DPP said his office was in desperate need of attorneys to carry on prosecution within the courts. He was short of attorneys. Currently, he said the office has approximately 58 prosecutors, but it is in need of 129. He said, so right now there are 58 prosecutors attached to the office of the DPP, but what they really need is 128, maybe 130. Let's say 130, but they only have 58 alone. He said that since 2014, there was a cabinet note which gave the approval of a recommendation for 129 attorneys for his office, but all they have is 58. So before my Honorable Prime Minister, sir, with all due respect, don't take it personal. Let's deal, let us not get emotional and say about bulletproof glass and this and that. Let you all meet with the people and them, find out what's really going on, cut your losses, get the attorneys. Maybe if they want to go to the waterfront, it's bad. It's bad. And the money that was spent on that building with the first down payment and whatever, that could have created a permanent home in Port of Spain for the office of the DPP. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, currently the office has approximately 58 prosecutors, but it is in need of 129. The DPP said that adding that since 2014, there was a cabinet note which gave the approval of a recommendation of 129 attorneys for the office. Now, this is what the DPP said. So when you are facing challenges in the judiciary and you find your case collapsed and nobody from the DPP, nobody from the state really can come and, you know what I mean? Nothing going on. He described the problem, acute and chronic, adding that it is very critical where anytime you reach a stage, and this is what got my attention, yeah? When I read this article, this is what got my attention. He said that it was very critical where anytime you reach a stage where the number of courts outnumber the number of prosecutors, that must be an area of concern. He said where the number of courts outnumber the number of prosecutors, that is a serious thing. So that is why there's all kind of problem in the judiciary. And surprise, surprise, and if you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, the waterfront, where the parliament, do you know, at the waterfront, they have several high courts sitting there right now. Are you aware of that? So we really didn't have to pay no money by that big building in town. But I don't know who owned the building. And I don't really want to get into that because you have to understand, every government there is nepotism. Every government, whether Trinidad, up the islands, out of the islands, out in America, wherever. Everybody, when they reach, they cut a flick for their friend and them. They make sure I rent my partner building, I rent this one, I rent a financer building, and you can't get away from that. And that is why I tell people every day that politics has a morality of its own. You can't get away from that. This is not church. This is not in the sweet by and by when we all get to heaven. No, you don't understand the dance. But where he's talking about the logistics with respect to accommodation, that is trivial in the scheme of things. Listen to what the DPP is saying, that a cabinet, that there was a cabinet note which gave the approval of a recommendation for 129 attorneys for his office. What's going on with that? What is going on with that? And they only have 58, and that is what the DPP said. It is a great concern, and it's a terrible stage where the number of courts outnumber the number of prosecutors. And they only have 58 when they're supposed to have 129. So they have to get 129. And they get nice plush office and whatnot. And where they could bring people and speak to them and persons who you know, people who, because they are, am I right, researcher, that falls under, you know, legal aid, am I right? Well, right, okay, but look at legal aid, Look, all that fall under the Attorney General. So not everybody can afford a lawyer. Some people who mightn't have, they might go to legal aid. When you go to legal aid, you don't know you're not going to come out of that because you have to wait long, you have to get a lawyer, this and that, they are nobody. They're blanking you, they're sending somebody who now come out of law school, all kind of thing. So there's no, well, it's now called the public defender, but they're defending nobody because they don't have the resources, they don't have this, they don't have that. Look at it, imagine a section like the DPP. He has 58 prosecutors when he's supposed to have 129. And imagine, that is not the right forum, Honorable Prime Minister. That is not the right forum to speak about the security logistics. No, that is not the right forum. Don't do that. Don't do that because you wouldn't like somebody to come, or the other side to come and say, well, the Prime Minister have 10 security detail, this one is stand up, so this one is speed by the road, this one always checking, this van is whenever they convoy, this one in the back, this, no, you don't, it's not certain things, you don't come out in public and talk. You don't come out in public and talk. So let us deal with the issue. The issue at hand right now, there's a problem that the DPP office is facing, where he has 58 prosecutors, and there was a cabinet note where he's supposed to have 129. What's happening with that? Let us come out and meet with the man. That is all. It's simple to solve. You know. Come out and meet with the man. Roger, what really going on here? What really going on? We really need. So you find, okay, we need a wall, so you need a wall. So, okay, Roger, what's going on? Yeah, we're going on. I tell a big man thing. And let me tell you something. Look, look somebody, no, a very distinguished person from the judiciary. Just send a message on one of my lines here and said that they only got 10 attorneys again, 10 prosecutors. Only because the DPP talk about it last week. So you see? It's only now they're saying he will get 10. And last week he spoke about it because I carried the story last week Thursday. So he spoke about this either Wednesday or Thursday. Either Wednesday, he spoke about this last week Wednesday on the 8th of March. And look now they're saying, it will make it a week yet, he get 10 attorneys. 10 prosecutors now. But 10 attorneys who will now become prosecutors, state prosecutors. But it's really 129 to 13, but you have 58 plus 10, but you know what's going on there. So it's a bigger picture. So let us not try to get in a rah and a bacchanal thing. Let us see what is the problem if you had to come to the waterfront, because that place, they created they had the parliament there, so they will have office, they will have this, they'll have different departments. Let them use the building and done the whole thing, and that is safer when the DPP convoy is coming out. And upon entering, because let me tell you something, we have seen in this country here, they kill high-profile prison officers, high-profile police, and high-profile state attorneys here. Let us not forget that here. High-profile state attorneys, senior counsel get gunned down in this country here. Former Minister of National Security get gunned down in this country too here. So let us, don't ever think it can't happen. Because it happened already. So there are persons out here who have that kind of tendencies. Who have that kind of mindset. Who is wired to conduct that kind of business. So don't think so. So the DPP, so with respect to bringing all the man personal and his safety logistics in public, that's not nice. Let's talk about strengthening the office so the citizens of this country can get justice. Let's take a fast break.
Don't be caught fishing around this Lenten season. Persad's The Food King have you hooked on a bigger and better catch. With extreme savings on Ibis 2 kg flour, now $20. Distinction milk, 1 liter, 3 packs, $25. Carried fish per pound, now $24.99. Pre-packed garlic, 250 grams, 3 packs, $9.99. Shark per pound, $12.99. Swiss tomato ketchup, now 3 packs for $20. Uber pasta cuts assorted, 3 packs, $18.99. Holiday Bigfoot assorted, 32 grams, 7 packs for $20. Blue Sea tuna flake in oil, 2 for $11.99. Blue Sea mackerel in tomato sauce, 200 grams, 3 tins, $18. Potatoes, 5 pounds for $10. Fresh harvest soybean oil, 2 liter, now $39.99. Soft and pretty bath tissue, 12 pack, $20. Krong parboiled rice, 2 kg, 2 packs, $34.99. At Persad's The Food King, we are committed to caring for you like family at all our 8 locations. Sale ends March 15th or while stocks last.
Morning. Hi, morning. Well, I'm all ready, I'm all set.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really excited, really excited.
John wants us to do a set from front to back.
NASA set out to explore the reaches beyond our world, they needed a material that would hold up to the demands of the unknown. Flexible titanium. Engineered from the same alloy used for missile heat shields, Flexon set the new standard in durable eyewear. Flexible titanium eyewear.
Available at Neo Eyewear, 91D Main Road, Suite 1, Montrose Mall, Chaguanas, 672-5052 or 390-3196.
You asked for it and now it's back. By popular demand, our Grand 10 sale has been extended from the 1st to the 4th of March. Come on down now. You don't want to miss it. Everything must go. We got scooters starting from as low as $399, ride-ons starting from $26.99, bikes and tricycles from $399, car seats from $220, strollers starting from $485, playpens from $689. Huge discounts on all your special brands. Barbie, LOL Surprise, Baby Alive, Hot Wheels, Nerve, Jurassic Park, VTech, Fisher Price, Leapfrog, and many more. Visit us in-store at First Floor Movie Town, Port of Spain, Forces Flagship MacBean, and Eastgate Mall, Trincity, or visit us online. Don't miss the biggest sale of the year at dbesttoys.com. We have the best brands for the best prices.
St. Rose Funeral Services. We don't just say we care, we show that we care. 24/7 removal services, international shipping and embalming, pre-planned funeral arrangements with complete burial or cremation, locally made caskets and coffins customized for your loved ones. When you're leaving, leave in style. St. Rose Funeral Services, number 5 Basalan Street, Tunapuna. Allow us to honor your family members. Online chat services on Facebook or WhatsApp 492-6096.
At Army Hardware and Superstore Company Limited, we make hardware shopping a lot easier and affordable. We have everything from foundation to finish. New wave or Alusing circular deck and pan, pre-painted PVDF, BRC grade 1 red blocks, eco cement, corrugated or smooth steel, and so much more. Approved by the Trinidad and Tobago Bureau of Standards. Come in to any of our 2 locations, Derrick Road, Chase Village or Royal Road, Aruca. Give us a call at 671-3001 or 692-3629 or WhatsApp 384-2530 for quotations.
You know, and I will tell you something, I want nobody here really listening to. They're making it look like the DPP want the glass change, you know. The DPP don't want the glass change, you know. It's the findings by special branch when they went and they looked at the building and whatnot. What they observed that this is not safe. They look at Piccadilly, look at the hills, they look like the office facing. It have good points where the DPP could be the DPP life could be compromised, and that is the concerns by special branch, the same group of the same agency that is responsible for the safety of the Prime Minister, the safety of the Attorney General, the safety of the DPP, the safety of the Chief Justice, the safety of the President. Right, that same agency, that is where they express their concerns. But what kind of bothered me a little more, that some already have picked it up, is that who will enter into a lease? Now, now remember, we pay a certain politician over 120 million already for 5 years, and we never occupy the building, yeah? Not forgetting that, yeah, well, we won't want to go there, but a certain high-profile cabinet official, he collecting rent 5 years now, and nobody has gone in the building yet. But okay, we know the owner of the building. It's a 4-story building. They must be paying out like a couple millions a month, right? But because remember the square foot and whatnot in Port of Spain is different to Chaguanas. But who would occupy a building? If I go down, okay. When I started off in 2016. And you know, there's a lot of buildings that I visited and whatnot, and I say, okay. Said this nice for your office, this nice. I say, okay. I went, I check it out. I say, nah. I have to find out what kind of current you have. First of all, what kind of current is in this building? Oh, you don't have 3-phase? Okay. We'll have to run air-conditioned docking. We have to make sure that the floor, the ceiling could take, we could put It can be soundproof. The different exits. Where the washroom? We can't have a washroom there. I tell the landlord we can't do this. The man said, no, I can't do all that, Mr. Allen. I can't do all that. I can't do all that. I cannot do all that. Okay then. So we didn't go into the lease. We didn't go into the lease because we know what we were going to put into that building. What we were going to house was a studio. So when we came here now, we realized, okay, I came here, I looked at the building. It's a nice building. I said it's a nice building. I like the view. The front, where everybody passing, they could see. Okay, I think this glass had to be bulletproof. Okay, right, okay. Okay, well, we'll have to see about that part. Let me see where the air condition, where's the washroom, way down to the back there, okay. Where the exits, who's renting on top of this building there? Is it a construction company? Because remember, we can't have nobody knocking up the building. In the past, like maybe once or twice in how many years, they had work going on and people were knocking and, you know, but we had to tell them, hey, don't. And you see, you realize, I have to make sure where is safety. I have to make sure that there's cameras and CCTV cameras around and different poles and whatnot, where we have different concerns. Persons coming here, so we got, well, police and whatnot they put up cameras, big cameras, big CCTV outside. There are cameras to the back. We have cameras. So it's a lot of logistics. You have to go through to put a studio into a building. But how you could put the office up? So if you're telling me now, how many years, and it's a commercial building because you're seeing rituals. We know that buildings are rituals. It have lenders. It have two ATM in the same building. It have ARBC and Republic Bank. They are rituals. How you could have an agency like that, like the DPP office here, in a commercial building? That is utter madness. And paying millions and millions of dollars in rent, and you have occupied the building yet? And now even, who doing that before taking persons? What I would have done first is get persons close to the DPP, or maybe he come and say, well show me where you want now, show me where if you think so. But special branch will do that and see where the building is safe and whatever. And special branch are the person saying, yeah, what's going on now? This building is safe for the DPP, you know. At all, this building is not a safe building, they were bulletproof. But because they talk now and they express their concerns, imagine the man now, if I was the landlord, all they argue, but I get my money every month. You know. Remember we went into a lease agreement, you know. Who goes into a lease agreement without looking at the logistics, looking at to see where I'm sitting down, where it have a toilet, if my office. It's like, if you realize when Patrick Manny was on Sepero Street, Coffee Street, you would realize when you go up to see Patrick Manny while he was Prime Minister, the back where he was seated in that building on Coffee Street, where you used to see the public on Thursdays, you will realize it had no windows on either side. It had no windows here, it had no windows here, it had no windows in the back. So the whole front now was inside the building. So it had offices here and whatnot. So DPP, special branch, so outside. So nobody can come through no wall or nothing because it's safe. So what they're saying, but who enters into a lease, paying, and the owner for that building getting millions of dollars every month, yeah? But I can't vex with the owner. Who vex with the owner? I'm glad for the owner. He cut enough flick. He getting his money, he getting his rent. He has nothing to do with who want bulletproof glass and what they want to do and what they want to outfit the building. They lease the building without thinking about the logistics with respect to accommodating the DPP. Imagine special branch now saying, but that building is not safe. But before we address it properly, we throw it out in a public meeting to talk about it. Just play back the clip there. The same clip what Dr. Rowley is speaking about.
You got to make the most of what we have. You may ask, what is the government doing? You always hear about complaints from the DPP office. Not enough lawyers, not enough lawyers. I as head of the government, I remember it's being said, the DPP doesn't have office, doesn't have space to put lawyers. What did the cabinet do? Understanding that that office is an independent officer, the most the government can do is to give the resources that are available and affordable. The government went and found the executive office for the DPP. Over 3 years now. I don't have time tonight to tell you all the story. After 3 years of finding executive office for the DPP, not a footstep inside the office, and we pay millions of dollars in rent, and then I don't want to use the words I want to use, because that will tell you too much. You come and telling me executive office for a bank is not good enough for a DPP office. We contracted to it, 3-year contract, paying millions between the DPP office and the police special branch. Something went on there. The
special branch is responsible for the safety of the DPP. Remember this whole thing, I'm sure Trinidad is a bacchanal place here. And to solve it, and who's suffering? They're not suffering, you know. It's the persons who waiting for justice suffering. At the end of the day, they're supposed to have 128 prosecutors. The DPP office only have 58, right? Special branch come and say that office is not good for the DPP, you know. And if let's just say God forbid something happened to the DPP, and special branch will say, but I tell you, don't send the man there. What about any young lawyer leaving any prosecutor leaving in high-profile cases, use a state prosecutor, and you leaving a building like that, and passing on Piccadilly and coming out of Park Street, and traffic coming, the prosecutors here don't have no blue lights. The DPP might have blue lights and escort. But the prosecutors are not blue light, them jumping normal vehicle. If it's a high-profile case, they might get some, they might get a detail or something. A little two-man, a driver, and a little gunman, a armed officer or something like that. But it's terrible. It's terrible. Now, ladies and gentlemen, following that verbal lashing by Dr. Rowley, so now there's a rift now, yeah? Look at the back end, there's a rift. Roger Gaspard, the DPP Senior Counsel Roger Gaspard, disclosed that he's seeking counsel as he prepares to respond to the Prime Minister. He's saying that now, and even opposition leader Kamla Prasad called out Prime Minister Dr. Rowley for his attack on the DPP. So it's a big rift now. We're building the safety of the DPP. Forget all that, give the DPP office what they need, outfit them with the amount of prosecutors they need, and let us move on. All they said are bacchanal and public domain bacchanal. We don't need that right now. The people suffering, people want justice. There are cases where the DPP office have to defend the state and whatnot, and that is what they have to do. So while all is going on, while we quarreling, tongue burning down, as they say. You understand? Look, the opposition leader made a statement before we take a break.
Why is it you all on the case of the DPP, what you have with that man? I have no reason to doubt his independence in his office. I have none. So far, he has functioned as he should as an independent DPP. And when he raised concerns, Janti would have spoken some on this, when he raised concerns about his staffing, you see what they do? You talk about this item. When they get on that platform, they're not talking about that, you know. So Rodney asks about the funding of Valley House. What he come to talk about? About Rodney, whatever, bald head or something, I don't know.
Well, we don't want to get into all that. But nevertheless, as someone just texted me from foreign, you know, it's a local text. I don't know if it's a local text, but they said that I.A.N. on the issue of the DPP, it is a critical issue. Even as a state witness, you're affected because you don't have state attorneys to proceed with the matter, causing the witness to suffer emotional and psychological remaining in solitary confinement. So state witness, even high-profile cases where the DPP have to get involved. People suffering in confinement right now, state witnesses and whatnot. Why are we thinking about building? And just move them out there. Okay, whoever don't make the money, don't make the money. But if special branch say move them, it's not safe. Well, go up to the waterfront, go up in waterfront and just bring people and that is it. Outfit the building. That could be done in 2 or 3 weeks' time. And start the ball rolling. All this I call for, all this bacchanal in the public domain I call for. Let's take a fast break. When we come back, I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, a high-speed chase left one bandit dead and another injured at hospital after they crashed a stolen vehicle from a family in Trincity on Monday. Let's take a fast break.
When in doubt, turn to the experts. Darren Air Conditioning Services, suppliers of Infinity, Lennox and Pioneer brands at affordable prices. Units from as low as $25.50 installed. Professional servicing starts at $175. Contact us today. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok.
What once was glass is now plastic. You get all the benefits of glass without the drawbacks. And only Gable X packaging will get you there. Plastic application works with all the existing capping methods, so the change is simple and seamless. You get visual clarity without the fragility, as well as less scuffing, scratching, and label tearing. We do PET. PET brings many advantages. You get durability and rigidity. It's more economical, durable, recyclable, and beautiful. Our purpose is to help you profit from what's inside the package, and the outside profits the plants. Get ahead of the competition today. Contact Gable X Packaging Limited.
Santana boy, you can pick me up?
Yeah, where you?
By Racetrack Wheels. Boy, I went inside and I lose my mind. It's the best in brand name rims and high performance tires for so. They have special, so I make my name. Ha ha ha!
Panarine, you don't have a car?
Patsy go kill me.
Racetrack Wheels. Number 330 Eastern Main Road, Aruca. Number 64 Southern Main Road, Chase Village. And number 82 Bethany Road, Tobago.
Present your business professionally by calling a websitecompany.com. We'll create a website to expand and digitize your business, sell products, receive orders, and accept payments. Convert visitors into customers. Prices start as low as $3,500. No monthly or annual fees.
All your Total Tools products are now available at One Stop. Total Tools One-Stop Tool Station is an authorized distributor and the only registered store in TNT in the entire Caribbean. Get the best prices on pressure washers, drills, water pumps, and so much more at our fully air-conditioned store. Find us at number 797 to 799 Papri Road, Lower Barrackport. Open Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturday 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. or contact us at 3672 or 654-5996.
We are professionals in general construction, paving, asphalt services, and preparation of residential and commercial developments. At Liqua Construction Services Limited, our team of professionals has the knowledge, experience, and resources to make your projects run smoothly, on time, on budget. We supply red sand, gravel, oil sand, and more. Equipment rental available. 20-ton excavators, mini excavators, portacool, bulldozers, concrete pumps, and so much more. Contact us today for a free site visit and quote. First 5 orders will receive a gift voucher from Raquel Moda or a Robert Graham polo shirt.
In construction, time is money. Get your roofing materials at the #1 supplier, Farmer Steel. Shop today and collect upon purchase or have it delivered within 24 hours. 28 gauge pre-painted roofing sheets, $27 per foot. 26 gauge pre-painted roofing sheets, $34 per foot. Get Berlin, steel beams, high-grade roofing sheets, chain link wire, decking pad, and much more at Farmer Steel. Order, pay, collect, and go. It's that quick and easy. Visit, call, or WhatsApp today.
Yeah, so we're going again. So it making it people feel that he's saying he don't know what go on between special branch and the DPP. It's the police and some like that bacchanal, somebody cut that thing and saying, but the DPP saying this and he don't know what going on with special branch and it making it look like that. Don't do that. Because let me tell you, anytime you become a high profile, like okay. Never forget this girl, Dana Sita Hall, never forget. High-profile state prosecutor, never forget, never forget. When people going up in DPP office, state witness and whatnot going up there, whoever going up there, there's a public place, there's a place, a man can be in an ATM, it's a 2 ATM, it's a coffee shop, it's a bakery, all kind of things, it's at the bank right there. There's a you cannot put an arm of the criminal justice system in a public building like that, no. In a commercial building like that, you can't do that. No, that is a full stop. Because watch me, high-profile prosecutor coming out and pressure in the court, man. The prosecutor eat them up, go to jail, they win the case. You coming out as you make a right, traffic in your tail. You on Park Street. Watch me, traffic. Where you going? But that is the recipe for murder. That is the recipe for assassination. That is the recipe. So you're compromising all the prosecutors and the safety of all the prosecutors. You're supposed to, when you go in Central Bank, it's 4 or 5 security. You can't go in Central Bank there, so. You can't go in CIA, in the FBI building or CIA, even in the UN and all kind of things just so. They have different exits. They have this, they have that, all kind of thing. Okay, even the whole of justice is safe. That different exit. You could pass, you could go so, you could shoot out so, bam, bam, bam. But on Park Street, every evening is traffic there. Every single evening is traffic. So it compromises the safety of the state prosecutors. So it's not a matter of saying, I don't know what's going on between the DPP and special branch. It's not going on. It is not a safe place, full stop. It is not let the man who all cut the card with collect his rent, and that is it. Put a ministry there, put social welfare, put some ministry there, and use it up. And that is it, just use it up. You gotta do that, become money paying, and take the office of the DPP, maybe into the waterfront, and that's it, and done the whole thing. You see, people who, you gotta understand something, huh? You're talking to a crowd who running with emotion. So, you know, sometimes these crowds and them, these people who attend these political meetings and they want to they ride on emotion. I like that one. Hey, what you tell him? Bash them up, man. He said, "I wine behind a girl so and this do." Okay, but there are people who go to the meetings for those things. But serious things like that, you can't come out and tell bright people that. You can't come out and tell the who is who that, because they would know off the bat. You just don't put the office of a DPP in a commercial building. You have 2 ATMs, you have coffee shops, you have all kind of, you understand? You can't do that. You have a credit union right there too. And you have to watch, and every single day, that is this traffic. That is traffic right there. The ideal space for that is at the same building, at the waterfront, the international waterfront, that has the high court and whatnot. That plenty space. No, but everybody know, watch me, it's not a walking crowd there. It has security features, that everything there. Cameras, everything. It's a camera because they build it for the parliament. They played solar for the parliament. So put the office and done the whole thing. But look what, I mean, but I don't know, now I really don't know. A man was murdered at his home in Cocoyac Trace, Mayo Road, Tortuga, earlier today during a home invasion. The victim has been identified as Ganesh Deopersad, who would have turned 34 on April 30th. Deopersad, a farmer, was asleep at his home and 2 men entered and demanded cash and valuables from him. After ransacking the home, the suspect shot Deopersad several times while in his bed before fleeing. Deopersad, the father of a 4-year-old boy, died at the scene. So his son had 4 years, and he got gunned down in a home invasion. Open up the lines for me, please. Hi, caller, good evening. You're live on Crime Watch. So Deopersad, to the 4-year-old farmer, home invasion, they gun him down. He had a 4-year-old child. Bam, bam, bam. He got gunned down. We put the CG bar right in front of his wife. This is his wife here. Right in front of his wife. That is what I like posting for, you know. He stands up for his rights. That's what I like posting for. aka posting. He stand up for his rights. All right, so again, a man was murdered at his home in Cocoyac Trace, Mayo Road, Tortuga, early today during a home invasion. So let's continue. Lady, I have an interview with a relative. I asked for an interview. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Ganesh Deopersad, I'm the person of Ganesh Deopersad. He was 33 years old. He was a qualified mechanical engineer, but he chose gardening due to love and whatever his passion for it. He has one son. He lives by himself with his wife. I know him to be a very humble and nice person. And most of the time what he does is just work. Spend almost the entire day doing his garden work.
So you're going to work today?
Yes. He spent the entire morning from what I heard, reaping his purple and whatever crops he had in the garden. He was taking a nap when this unfortunate scene paid off.
What time was it?
That would have been like 12:30 minutes to 1.
And he would have come home how long before?
Probably an hour before. I heard there were like 4 men who approached who came in his house. They pushed his wife against the wall. They attempted to rob. They asked for the cash jewelry. She had some costume jewelry on. The question if it was gold or not, and she said it's fake. So they left her and they fired like about 4 or 5 shots alleged on my cousin.
So they went into the room?
Yeah, they went into his room while he was sleeping. Yeah.
Well, we had some problems with the audio. We had some terrible problems with the audio. That is terrible. That is terrible. That is terrible. But nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, I tried my best to get that story to you. Ganesh Deopersad, who would have turned 34 on April 30th this year, died. Home invasion. He was gunned down, and he's a farmer. He was asleep at his home, and 2 men entered and demanded cash and valuables from his wife. And look today, he pick a set of papa and thing, watch. He come home, lie down, and take an arrest, you see? Because you have to go and sell it in the Cocoyea market. And he get gunned down. You see, they're easy in this place at all. They're easy at all. Remember, all these videos and whatnot will be on my page. That's the DMO going up there. We're going to take a fast break. When we come back, we'll continue.
Something fishy happening at all S&S Bussard supermarket locations. Catch the greatest deals this Lenten season on over 200 specials. Eve Tuna Flakes, 4 packs, $24.95. Eve Tuna Chunks, 4 packs, $29.95. Brunswick Sardine, 3 for $25. Happy Mackerel, 2 for $29.95. Roland Ramming Soup, 5 for $19.95. Matuks Green Pigeon Peas, 2 for $19.95. Matuks Red Bean, 3 for $24.95. Happy Macaroni, 3 for $19.95. Swiss Mac and Cheese, 2 for $19.95. Ocean Delight Blue Shark, only $44.95. Find us on Facebook or Instagram or contact us on 219-730-9644-3919 or 630-5888. Visit any of our 3 locations. Number 91 High Street, Rio Claro, 24 St. Anthony, Yarrow, and number 3 Cocoyea Main Road, Mayaro. S&S Bussard Supermarket. Simply better shopping.
JS Auto Sound Solution for all your car audio and security needs. Specialized in best quality Android head units, 360 camera, amplifiers, subwoofers, and much more. Located at Mad Eye Imports Compound, Fairport. Call today at 488-9253.
Farbindia Expo at the White Tent opposite Medford Gas Station, Shogunas, starting from Saturday, March 18th. Get high fashion ethnic garments, regular temple wear, or even outfits to attend a wedding, Indian or Western footwear, bridal or fashion jewelry, furniture, home decor, puja items, musical instruments, curtains, home furnishings including table runners, rugs, carpets and so much more. Unlimited variety at Farbindia Expo opposite Medford Gas Station, Shogunas from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
The Mid-Center Mall Mid-Year Flea Market, the 6th to the 30th of May, catering for Mother's Day and Indian arrival. Booths start at 4,000. Contact 340-6565 or 299-5862. Book your booths now.
Right, so we're going again. A high-speed chase left one bandit dead and another injured at hospital after they crashed a vehicle stolen from a family in Trincity on Monday. The deceased man remains unidentified while the injured bandit has been identified as Shondell Weeks of Quarry Trace in San Juan. Around 8:25, a 38-year-old male victim and his family pulled up along Casselton Trincity in a black Honda Vezel SUV valued $185,000. It's a black Honda Vezel SUV. I just remember that. Valued $185,000 when they were accosted by two men of African descent. One of the suspects, who was armed with a firearm, pointed the weapon at the family and demanded the man hand over the keys to the vehicle. The victim complied and the suspect drove off with his SUV. A report was subsequently made to the police. Shortly after, Woman Corporal Lopez, Woman Police Constable Mitchell Anderson, PC Jagannath and PC Casa of Tenapuna Municipal Police spotted the vehicle proceeding north along the Churchill Roosevelt Highway at a speed and a chase ensued. The vehicle crashed into a barrier along the highway near the Grand Bazaar entrance and two suspects were observed nursing injuries. The emergency health services were summoned and the suspect was taken to Mount Hope Hospital. The suspect, who was unresponsive, succumbed to his injury at the hospital around 9:50, while Shondell was treated and warded in a stable condition under police guard. The stolen SUV was subsequently searched and police found and seized a heckler and a coach 9mm pistol along with 13 live rounds of 40 caliber ammunition. The vehicle was later wrecked to the Aruka Police Station for additional processing and safekeeping. ASP Ramharak was among the senior officers who visited the scene, and Detective Police Constable Rupnarayan of the Aruka CID is probing the incident. Wait, boy, so this is the vehicle, and this is one of the suspects who survived. That is Shondell. That is Shondell. Shondell Weeks of Quarry. Shame on them, shame on them, shame on them. And this is the next one who succumbed to his injury. If you know them and you have pictures, you can WhatsApp me on my 294-4081. WhatsApp me on my 294-4081. And did I read this yesterday? Right. So, again, also two brothers were shot and wounded in Leon Street, Laventille, earlier today and taken to hospital for medical treatment. The victims were identified as 31-year-old Jeremy McLean and 30-year-old Jaron McLean, both of Paris Boulevard, Mova. Around 11 a.m., both men were reportedly linemen at a shop when a car approached and gunmen emerged from the vehicle and fired shots, hitting the victim before fleeing the scene. Both men collapsed on the roadway and were rushed to the hospital where they underwent emergency surgery and warded in a critical condition. So two brothers were shot and wounded at Leon Street in Laventille today, and they were rushed. They are both in hospital right now, in critical condition. Jeremy McLean and 30-year-old Jaron McLean, both of Paris Boulevard, Mova. Also, a man was stabbed during an argument with his friend in Pinal on Sunday. The victim has been identified as Rashid Hanif of Susulan. The victim has been identified as 39-year-old Rashid Hanif of Susulan, Pinal Rock Road, while the suspect was only identified as Anderson of Bachia Village in Pinal. He's from Bachia Village in Pinal. So the man who attacked him is from Bachia Village, the suspect. Around 11:45, Hanif and Anderson were linemen at Clark Road Junction, Pinal, when they both got into an argument. Anderson reportedly pulled out a knife during the dispute and stabbed Hanif several times. Hanif ran off and notified persons who contacted the police. Corporal Subag and PC Balkaran of the Penal Police Station responded to the report and went to Donna's Bar, where they met Hanif nursing Starbucks. So you see rum, Barting, Lyman. So they met him at Donna's Bar, right? They met Hanif who gets stabbed up, Rashid Hanif who gets stabbed up. They met him at Donna's Bar, where they met. But it didn't happen at Donna's Bar. It didn't happen at Donna's Bar. He ran to Donna's Bar. He ran and he went into Donna's Bar for help. So it didn't happen at Donna's Bar. You know, somebody will say, well, quick to say, well, you see what happened by Donna's Bar? No, it didn't happen by Donna's Bar. Didn't happen by Donna's Bar. He ran and he ran and he went maybe for help at Donna's Bar because it's a popular place, so plenty people were linemen. So when they see the man come, police went and they met him there. So don't get tired. The emergency health services was summoned and Hanif was taken to San Fernando Hospital. PC Ramuta of Penal CID is probing the incident. Also, 3 men, as we continue, 3 men dressed in plain clothes reportedly ran into the Faizabad Secondary School compound and stabbed a student of the school on Tuesday, the 14th of March. 3 men dressed in plain clothes reportedly ran into the Faizabad Secondary School compound and stabbed a student of the school on Tuesday, the 14th of March. Well, that is why MTS security had to give the MTS security the money, let them come out and do the thing. You have to protect people, children. You can't tell me children running in by now. And you know what is sad? Do we have a press release from the Ministry of Education? Nothing from the Minister of Education, not even a press release stating something like this in America, where men run in a school and stab a student. Here now, man, shut down, you know. The people, the officials on the Ministry of Education standing here, the mayor standing here, police, the councillor who's who. Well, you know, this afternoon we had an incident, so. 3 men, 3 suspects ran into the school. They stabbed so-and-so. And as you know, the Ministry of Education, we are doing so-and-so. Other students are getting counseling, blah, 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 blah. And, and it's a very serious thing. And then they will say, well, sir, what is your... what are you considering with respect to the other students and their safety? Well, you know, as you know, the safety of the other students are of paramount of importance to us, blah, blah, blah. So as of tomorrow, so, we will be having, you know, increased security measures to protect the other students. Not in Trinidad, you know. You are hearing from Dolly. Dolly, where? Where Dolly? You're not hearing from Dolly? You imagine 3 men running Faizabad School, stab a student, and up to this now, up to now, not a press release. I tell them are ready for this dance, boy, they're ready for this dance. I keep telling all of that. They're just not ready for this dance. Come back to me. They're not ready for this dance. Look how they run things internationally. Look how they run things abroad. When them thing happen, you have this one saying, so what's going to happen with the other students there? What measures are you going to put in place? Well, we can't discuss security measures. We can't disclose our security measures, but we have immediately so implemented so. We have contacted the police and blah, 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 and we do our thing. Not a thing. UNA Dolly was in the school and all too. I'm just showing you how you see, it is not about rah and bacchanal. It is not about that. It is not about that, ladies and gentlemen. Like all this thing with the DPP and then the Prime Minister, the opposition. No. Deal with the issue at hand. The issue at hand, as I said, security measures for the state prosecutors. It's not good in a public building. Take them to a private building. Take them to a more quiet building. Take them where there's a high court. At the waterfront, the international waterfront right there. They have all the cameras, they had parliament, they had everything and done the whole thing. And let's move on. Don't just give them 10. They're supposed to have 128 attorneys, state prosecutors. They only have 58. Okay, send them at 30 and done the whole thing. And let me get the ball rolling. While the grass growing, what they say, the cattle starving. That's what they say. The cow starving while the grass growing or something like that. Why you and I fighting? People dying outside. The war going on, you know. While we fighting among ourselves, state witnesses, those in the state witness program suffering. But it's sad, and see, I try to show you that every day. we must look at the template that works outside. Look what they're doing in foreign school. They're dealing with bullying. They're dealing with school violence. Look and see what they're doing. Let parents pay for the children who damage the school. Those who want to be difficult and fight and kick up and get on. No, we will suspend you. Case closed. And you'll have to pay a fine. You'll have to pay a fine if you get suspended, maybe $3,000. So you will work for 4 weeks and you will do that. And you have to do it. You have to put stern measures. And the Ministry of Education up to this day have not been able to deal with school bullying. And it's not only in the school children. Once you have on a school uniform, don't come and tell me we're not responsible. Once you wear my uniform, as I tell you a long time, but I think it's still like that when you go, like these prominent schools. You cannot be seen in no mall, 5 o'clock in the evening, you stand up, 6 o'clock, you stand up at a taxi stand and you wear in a convent uniform or a presentation college uniform or SAGs or something. No. Boy, that's problems for you. That's real problems. Once you are a student, we're not taking that. You tell me I see people drop kicking people in Sandy Grande in a video. Who is this? People ambushing other students. Who is this? Don't come and tell me, well, you want police now to come and no, you have to get police outside. But you have to put down your foot. Because when their parents, when these children, parents have to pay the fine, they're going to know where bad leaders grow. If you want to become a rogue and you want to become a violent person and you know you don't want schooling, come out of the school population and let people who come to school learn. But imagine, ladies and gentlemen, 3 men grown in our school, stab a student, and up to this day, no emergency press conference, nothing. When the world that happens, I am asking you, there's some of you watching me from all over the world, some of you looking at me from all over the world. Where it happens? Where does that happen and nobody comes out? Nowhere. That's why I tell you, we have a mental problem here, a mental problem. We don't want to go further, That's why I tell you, I'm not in this pond like everybody else, Everybody in a little pond, I'm not a big frog in a small pond, I am not that. I'm not going to think like everybody else here. I'm looking for betterment. I want Trinidad to be great again. I want a better Trinidad. I don't want a bacchanal. I want the office at DPP have, what they're supposed to have. I want school to be nice. I want people who want to beat up children get suspended and let their parents pay a fine and we move on again. And let's protect the school population, the students. That is all. But as you can see, imagine something like that and know that a press release. Could you check and see if I have a press release? Did I get an email? No, nobody, I get nothing. They might come out now that I'm talking about it, they might come out now. Now they might come out about it. Also, the second victim in the Clarkson Bay double murder, which occurred on Friday, the 10th of March, have been identified. Right? Remember on Friday the 10th, 2 men were gunned down inside a vehicle at Hermitage Road, Caratal, Mackillay, Clarkson Bay on Friday. That was 39-year-old Kervin Williams of Diamond Village, Clarkson Bay, ex-murder accused. Now, I don't want you all to show other photos of nobody again, yeah? And the kidnapping and murder of San Juan businessman Sam Deopersad in 2005, and 25-year-old Anthony John were gunned down inside the vehicle. So the second person has been identified as Anthony John, also known as Boy of Maiden Street, Gasparilla, was identified by his father and aunt at Forensic Science Center. So now we know the second victim in the murder, in the double murder. All before, you all did not know it, but now you know it. So, but we knew it had Kervin Williams of Diamond Village, Clarkson Bay, an ex-murder accused in the kidnapping of businesswoman. Remember, he was freed and whatnot. But we didn't know. So now you know that the next person that died in that car was Anthony John, 25-year-old Anthony John. Right, like a photograph of him. Right, Anthony John, also known as Boy. I have the photograph, I have to put it up. Also, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue, 2 men were arrested in connection with kidnapping, threatening and robbing a 67-year-old crab vendor in Monrepo on Saturday, 11th of March. All this happened for my birthday. 2 men were arrested in connection with kidnapping and threatening and robbing a 67-year-old crab vendor in Monrepo on Saturday the 11th of March. At about 3:30 p.m., the victim was on the Naparima Mayo Road when he hailed a car he believed to be a PH taxi to go San Fernando. This is about 3:30 on the Naparima Mayo Road. The man placed his goods in the trunk, all the crab and whatnot, and entered the back seat. The driver drove and stopped a short distance away where he picked up another passenger who later pulled out a firearm and announced a robbery. So imagine you robbing a crab man, a crab vendor, who have all his crab in the back of the car, in the trunk. He stopped here, he have his crab, okay. He put the crab in the trunk, he sit down in the back seat, so he go down and sell the crab. You come now, you stop on the next passenger. The passenger pull out a gun. You see that? You see, these are the things that I talk about. The safety of those, the traveling, those who commute in daily. What we have in place for them. Better those of you who want to run PH, we have a certain color for your car now. We should have gone that level, like when you go to New York and you see the yellow cab and the Lincoln cars and whatnot, you realize that that's a cab. That when you enter, you know, well, you're safe, you know, you're ting. I know a lot of wealthy, very, very wealthy people that they travel, they use the cab. Sometimes you go, maybe you leave Jersey or whatever, or you go down to Manhattan and you had a little too much to drink or you're lying, and you just call a cab. You call a cab and you jump in a cab and that's it. You call a yellow cab and that's it. You see it passing up and down in Manhattan and whatnot. But imagine, this is the level. Because big money playing here, you know. Big money, hundreds of millions. Remember, we are renting buildings. We are renting a building in Trinidad for years now for the DPP and nobody occupied. But it's not their money. So that money alone could have repaired a school. That money alone could have built a pump, a water pump for you to get more water in a community. A lot of things. So you see, our problem is that we don't have our problem in this country is management. Because if you spend all our money in rent and nobody are occupying the building, but remember the landlord getting his money. Now this landlord has nothing to do with this. You know. I put up my building for rent, you come and rent my building, right? For how much years I get my money, okay, but you whatever you do. If you want to watch TV in the building and you want to occupy, that's my business. Yeah, you sign my lease and I get my money. But it's a waste of tax. That's taxpayers' money. That money could have gone somewhere else. We could have built water pumps, like pumps and whatnot, where a pump could cost about 300 or 400,000 in certain areas, and build a few around Trinidad. We could have used that same hundreds and hundreds of million and create a next pond, or maybe see how we can get more water for people, more lines if we had to change the lines and whatnot. All these little bit of, you see, again, we have money in Trinidad. Our problem is not money. Our problem is managing. We can't manage. That is our problem. We cannot manage. So I'm going back, ladies and gentlemen, to the crab man that get robbed. So when he sat down in the back seat, now they announced a robbery. The suspect relieved the victim of his cash and cellular phone before threatening him and the lives of his daughter and grandchildren if he did not give them more. The victim begged the men to spare his life and his family lives, and he would give them his pension when he collected. After some time, they dropped the vendor at the side of the road and drove off, taking his goods that he had placed in the trunk. So they rob him, they take his money, they take everything. So you see, a PH taxi. So the driver was in it, and the man with the gun. The man had to beg, oh God. They say, you take your pension, give me your money. Remember, crap, man, he might be thinking, well, take your money, give me your watch and give me all your money. And gone with the man bag of crab. It might look funny to you, it might sound very funny, it might, and think that is a comedy. That is not a laughing matter. He buy goods, and he go and sell it. And oh God! But how many times we have seen young girls taking taxis, PH taxis, and getting raped, or jumping in a car and a man blow a horn and wind on the fog glass, just because a man blow a horn and peep peep and he driving so peep peep. You're going on shotgunners. You jump in. He gone on the road, he pick up our next man, sit down with the hand, watch me. As he swing the corner, bam, give me all your money. Carry the girl, rape she, all kind of thing, and done the whole thing. So we now have to think, well, if this is so prevalent, because one is too much here, one is too much. One is too much. Two is too much. Persons who have gone missing who take taxi and up to now you can't find them. What we should do now? Okay, you want to run PH? Yeah, what's going on? I don't want a sticker. I want color to see. Anytime we catch you, we suspend your license. We will add demerit points on your card, on your driver's permit, if I see you running PH. Right, that's all. If I see you in PH, I will add it. Paint your car a certain color. You can't have your cake and want to eat it. Because at the end of the day, you want to make your money, okay, you're going to make your money. But while you are doing that, I have to secure those who travel, those young people, those who cannot afford a car, I have to secure them. Nobody don't think. It's all about, you see, it's all about coming up with ideas and thinking out of the box. Similar to the school. We should have already had the who is who, have a press conference, go in front of the school and talk in front of the school and say, so and so in Faizabad, you know, the minister should have already gone down there and meet with the teachers, find out, closed door meeting, come out and speak with the media, speak and then say something. What is your plan to protect the school children tomorrow? Because if I was the parents, if I had a child in that school, I ain't no child in that school until I come out and I see some man with guns, some security man and think I'm protecting my child. Because if man can run in a school and stab up a child, then they can run in the school and assault your daughter. That's all. You have to think. I call a good evening, you're live on Crime Watch. Also, ladies and gentlemen, a 32-year-old man was denied bail after he appeared before a Sandigrani magistrate and charged with the attempted murder of his ex-girlfriend. The suspect was identified as Zalem Hussein, a father of 3 of Prince Street in Bish. Remember I put up this? Had God given you all this? The suspect was identified as Zalem Hussein, a father of 3 of Prince Street. Hussein appeared virtually before senior magistrate Sharon Raphael on Monday, 13th of March. He was denied bail and charged with attempted murder of a 27-year-old Maya Ralph on Thursday. On Thursday, the 2nd of March, 27-year-old Maya Ralph of Cocoyea Road Coal Mines, and the granny was walking home in the company of her boyfriend when she ex-man, this man we showing here in the white jersey and thing, come out of the bush and chop on her head and body before fleeing. A few days later, Hussein surrendered himself to the rear. That is the same girl who lost her hands. Yeah, and she lost her hand. Yeah, she lost her hand. You see? But then again, you got to find out. You got to find out. Right? But that don't give nobody the right to do that. Yeah? So he was denied bail and charged for attempted murder. A custom bond warehouse in Freeport was reportedly broken into and an undisclosed number of packages was stolen. The discovery was made around 7 a.m. by security officers reported to duty on Monday, the 13th of March, 2023 at Medway Custom Bond along Southern Main Road in Freeport. The security found the warehouse broken into, ransacked, and several packages tampered with. A number of electronics and other items were stolen and reported missing. What kind of madness is that? You are telling me about a bond and we do have proper security there. Now you can't vex with the person who owns the building, who they are renting from. But what the person who renting the building should have done, right? Customs should have done. They should have had adequate security to protect the people, things inside there. Because there is a bond. People send down stuff for the family and whatnot. And custom operate from there. Or you could break in a building and take people electronics and people items and whatnot, break in the barrel and things. And you know how much times that building, now again, multiple times, high-powered guns and things was found in that building. So that building, I would have thought that they would have adequate security, 24 hours, armed guard. But what about if the packages, now come back to me now. What you should be asking, ladies and gentlemen, I see that nobody don't think, you know. What about if the packages were high-powered firearms that day to be cleared? What about that? Ask yourself, what about that? What about it was high-powered firearms that was taken? Because a lot of times, high-powered guns was found at that bond. So you don't know. What they'll have to do is a watermark. What they will have to do, ladies and gentlemen, what they will have to do is put adequate security in place for that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of time. I'm out of time. I didn't tell you. A female security guard was found frothing from the mouth and later died while on duty at a residential compound at Dabity in Arima. The deceased has been identified as 51-year-old Nicole Walker Yallery, an employee of Hawk Security Services Limited, who was assigned to Solil Residence, Reserve Road, Piaco, Dabity. Around midnight, a resident observed Yallery frothing from the mouth and made a report to the Maloney Police Station. Corporal Ford, PC Padarat, PC Sobero responded to the report. When they arrived, personnel from the emergency health services were attending to Yallery, where she succumbed to her injuries. There's a photograph. Now, we're not too sure. This photo has been circulated. Okay. There's a watermark on it also. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we go, you know, a class at Carnage Primary School is now under quarantine after a pupil contracted hand, foot, and mouth disease. Education Minister Nyan Gosby Dolly disclosed that this was the second case to be detected for this school term after there was another at the school in South. Pediatric specialist Dr. Juan Paul said the outbreak isn't a cause of concern. But if it are two already, two is too much. Because they had one in South and they had one in Carnage. She added that the diseases are characterized by a rash and sores on an infected person's hand, feet, and mouth. And although anyone can contract the disease, so it's children you're playing with. So it is a serious concern. But here you have the pediatric specialist, Dr. Joan Paul, said the outbreak isn't a cause for concern. One is too much, but you have two. It's children we're playing with. It's hug up friend, kiss friend. Hey, how you going? Hug up. We're playing in the savannah. So you have one in South, and so let me wait. So pediatric specialist Dr. Joan Paul, let's wait. And before we go, an insurance agent was killed during a road traffic accident along the highway in Freeport early on Saturday. She has been identified as 55-year-old Judith Farrell David. She died on Saturday morning after she was involved in a head-on collision along the Sir Solomon Hocha Highway near Freeport. Around 2:10, Farrell David was driving south along the highway near black Nissan Sylphy when a black Toyota Hilux crossed the median and slammed into Farrell David's car. The insurance agent of Union Hall San Fernando then crashed into a light pole. She died on the scene. The driver of the Hilux and a 50-year-old passenger in her car survived and were taken to hospital for treatment. So sad. To our family, accept our sympathy. Ladies and gentlemen, I am out of time. I went a little extra time today, a couple minutes, because we started late. But nevertheless, remember I told you I had a little wardrobe problem. But nevertheless, I'll be back tomorrow. Those of you who wish to advertise and want to get your ad on my show, make sure, send me a WhatsApp. Remember, if you have business up the Caribbean, out at Trinidad and Tobago, this show is widely seen up the Caribbean, all over the world. So if you want to put your product on this show, maybe you might be in America, you might be in Guyana, you might be in Suriname, Grenada, Jamaica, and you want to advertise with us, send me a WhatsApp on my 294-1868-294-4081. Have a wonderful night. I'll be back tomorrow. Good night.
Yo, it's a jungle.